Now, welcome back to Comic Studio, everybody. And that since the fall of Google has just begun, we're continuing to search around here, but I'm probably still here in Comic Studio on Google as we search Doki Comic Studio. Even possible that in the previous videos, we just took around for a lot of mistakes for these videos as well, including like in for the original title and for some sort of for the copies of their names and double itself into some sort of a minor chaos. Even though we might going to be doing for another video for this night, and I cannot believe that will be able to be taking for a little bit long time whatsoever. So for this time, we're going to be getting on for 5 nights at Doki Doki's. Yep, I'm probably sure we're going to be taking. We got some extras a little bit over here. So the last time we have already checked out for the Doki Literator Club and the Doki Comic Studio, like for some sort of the animals. Another one, the Doki Takeover, the extras, and finally, we're going to be headed out 5 Nights of Freddy's. I wonder that was absolutely pretty inappropriate though. So, I'm not gonna be saying for anything about this, and that cannot believe it. That was absolutely for 5 Nights at Freddy's. We showing up some spoilers, and the characters could be for round for such as the Fredditka. That must be Fredditka, and Chayari, Yuribun, the Foxy, the Fox as well, the Golden Fredditka. Means that wasn't going to be like this. These probably could be similar. It must be AKA Freddy Fazbear, Chica the Chicken, Bonnie the Rabbit or the Bonnie the Bunny, the Foxy the Fox, and the Golden Freddy it is. The antagonists could be for only one thing. Is Yuri Trap, aka Spin Trap, from Friday Nights at Freddy's 3. And there's no submitted sprites anywhere, including amongst all of them, and the backgrounds too. So yes, we should be able to be using for the studio crossovers and become the 5 Nights of Freddy's themselves. And yes, that wasn't going to be a little bit real for this time as well. And I definitely going to be added sometimes for some 5 Nights of Freddy's backgrounds itself. So they are gonna be on stage or not. So it will be gonna be taking for a little bit longer as well. So I definitely remember for around years ago, or some kind of for a few months ago, we're just like going to be searching around for the 5 Nights of Freddy's, and that should be taking a little bit for a long time, or whenever I should be going to be taking on stage with this thing. And what about for some sort of stage like this? Where's the stage? And it's not probably that exists yet, or whenever there must be the actual stage could be this one. So another one could be for a closed stage, perhaps. I don't know what it was, but I cannot believe that we didn't show this. And I cannot believe it will be gonna be taking for a long time as well. So we're not gonna be reviewing for some characters itself. Everything has no submitted sprites than I usually think. And of course, we're going to be seeing about the user comics, but I'm not very sure this isn't going to be for around here. The DDLC, owned by Dan Salvato, including Scott Cawthon, was the owner of 5 Nights of Freddy's, including the Team TBD versus Monica Eggsy by Super Stamps. Characters designs made by herself or himself. Coda Lore Official. It was absolutely maintained by itself, but nothing, only one thing is not going to be exist. But only characters like them as well, as I cannot able to be reviewing for some characters, and most likely it wasn't going to be using for something as well. I better using for some using studio crossovers, and my life could pretty getting me hard as whenever that is not gonna be trolling around for this anyways. So I wouldn't able to be remember like this when I just posted the video about Five Nights at Freddy's, and most likely things haven't just gotten a little bit for one thing, of course. So I'm not gonna be mentioned to be hurry, and I may going to be taking for so much time that I just believe here. I reviewed the entire characters except Golden Freddy and put it on the stage in 5 work hours at Frenzy's background images from a while ago. Probably we've seen the results, but a bunch of Cookie Run characters and South Park characters. Nothing is pretty added for but itself, but BTS cookies off stage with Cartman right over here. And it must be Eric Cartman beside of BTS cookies, and probably themselves wasn't going to be a little bit everywhere as possibly, even for some sort of adipollo of those characters like themselves. There's Clug and a serviceman in the parts and service. They must be ready to repair like them for something, I guess. And I cannot believe to show like when it is going to be on around here, because the Doki friends are on stage, except the BTS cookies with Eric Cartman. And probably that must be absolutely heading in for the party as well, with 2 South Park boys, a little bit itself. And we couldn't believe that Allie couldn't be invited with Arlie and Ringo to be joining around itself. After entering the stage, there is a bunch of populations all around like these, and especially like the younger Cake Pops, a Fisherman Kenny, and a small Kenny right over here in the hood, and some South Park kids as anywhere, including this fat man or a fat kid who is eating a chocolate popsicle or a chocolate ice cream like this. That must be a breakfast. There must be a breakfast bacon cookie and another one from the cinnamon cookies advisor, or somewhat that we don't think. That must be a chili pepper cookie who was being near in the security doors. Probably that must be a worker over here. That cream choco cookie was headed off for around the stage for announcement. And probably for many ways for unknown things. That must be a few BTS cookies around here, just 2 of them. That must be a little pudding cookie and 2 South Park characters around here, including for some hard candy unicorn cookie running all the way for around here onto before the stage, and probably another one who wouldn't belong in right here into the stage, but the out of order could be for around for the Pirates Cove. So this thing, or she is, could be belong to the Pirates Cove, but whenever it is, I just probably using for the studio crossovers for a little bit for one time as well. So I absolutely seen this on stage, and I wouldn't believe that wasn't going to be for taking a little bit as well. We may not able to be making changes around here and to add a little bit of bunch of stuff in the future. And I guess that will be wrapping up for today's video. and so that we're going to be end of this video. Thankfully, if we're going to be checking out of this comic studio or comic creator, just click here in the link in the description below to see here for around in this comic creator over here. So thanks for watching, for all your support, and I'm going to be signing off. I'll talk to you mini lads, comic studio users, and fellow viewers all later, and I'm going to be see you in the next 2 days. And the next video for the 2 days time that I just scheduled could be for the double Doki double down, like those things, or the Panic Comic Studio that before that I just completely to do this as well. So that was pretty harmless in this comic creator, by the way.